Hello again. I have another record player to look at. It's a Phillips, well, another suitcase job. It's a Phillips NG 5159. I'm not sure exactly how old it is. I know it's a valve set. It has been switched on, and as far as I know, nothing's gone bang. Not by me, by the previous owner. It's missing a few bits here and there. Well, it's missing the covers and the tops of the knobs. It's generally not in too bad a condition. It's got the odd knock there. See, the corners had a bit of a ding at some point. The turntable was totally frozen and wouldn't move. I did stick some oil in it yesterday evening, and or a little bit of oil, my usual mixture of oil and why can't I think of what I'm talking about? Oil. I have to think a minute. Sorry about that. I had to stop, so there was I couldn't think what I was talking about, and there was a helicopter flew over, so basically I managed to free up the turntable. It's not perfect at the moment, but it does rotate. But I've not switched it on because last night it wouldn't move, but I've been moving it backwards and forwards, just going like this, and it's freed up. So what we'll do is we'll switch on and see what other problems there are. And I can imagine, yeah, there is a bit of noise there. Anyway, I will have to take the turntable off and look at the deck properly, I expect. So, we have some life here. Now, the first thing I would do, with anything like this is to make sure there is any life in it at all, is turn the volume up and lightly touch. Oh, and we've got some go. Should hear sound from the stylus right away. There is some slight humming there, but then, and a few crackles. So we'll try a record quickly a minute. Let's see what happens. It's a BSR deck, but it's marked Phillips. So I'm a bit wheezy. I'm suffering from hay fever at the moment. Ooh. Oh, it's all very seized. It don't really want to go. Oh, that's no use. It's not measuring the records. Oh, don't know if you can hear that. It's now got a rubbing, clattering sound. Oh, well, we got sound. It is rather dirty as well, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is clean it up. But see, I think the main problem is the volume switch and the deck. It is there, the cartridge is alive, so that's the main thing. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I have given it a clean, and then I'll start to strip the deck. Hello again. It's a few days later. I been a bit busy doing other things, so I didn't get around to doing this. But I switched it on a minute ago, and the volume now, although you can't see it, I'm here fiddling with it, but it's somehow cured itself. Now honestly, I haven't touched it. It's very strange, maybe because it hadn't been used for a long time, but anyway, that seems to have fixed itself. I'm now going to see how the record deck performs. Will it perform any different? So it's all very stiff and oh no, so it can't measure the record. By the way, this is a BSR deck, and it's a UA15, and it's SS, standing for super slim. Now this is very stiff. The control arm doesn't want to drop properly. I have given it a clean since you've seen it. This is the device that measures the record. So if you had a 12-inch record, it would come right down. You see that it's obviously seized up, so it's stuck in one position. Usually to reset it, and it should come back up, is to just put the control arm down and let it go through its mechanism. This should fly back up, but it's very, very stiff, so I'm going to have to get in and lubricate that. I'm not sure whether it'll come off at the end of the record. I can't remember if it did or it didn't now, but we do have sound. It's all a bit like lacking in bass for some reason. Sorry, you're and I don't know if you can hear that. Now, either the weight is wrong on the arm, or the cartridge itself is a little bit tired and worn out. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with this cartridge. It says, I think it says GP something. GP11, is it? I've never had anything with a GP11, but looking at the cartridge, it looks like, because the cartridge itself, well, basically what's happened, I'm thinking, is either the stylus is bent and it sits between two forks, little plastic, they're not plastic, they're rubbery forks, and to me it looks like the stylus is bent because you turn it to the opposite side and it's then coming down a lot lower. I should say it's sinking up into the cartridge, so I'm thinking the cartridge is dragging on the record. Right, I've got the deck out. It is a BSR UA15 SS 5G, which, looking at it, to me is very, very similar, almost identical to a BSR UA14 deck. It's very dry, but that's the usual BSR problems, but they're quite simple to fix. They're not difficult. A little bit of knowledge and you're laughing, really, provided you don't go too far. Don't ever take anything apart if you're not sure. Also take plenty of photographs if you're not sure and you're new to this sort of thing. The first thing is to remove any grease that's gone rock hard, and there's a great clump of it there that's literally turned to glue. And up here, I'll zoom in, not too close, it'll go out of focus. This works your speeds. Now this is working, but hang on, this is working. What I'll do is I'll just show you a minute. This is your control for 33, 45, 78, 16 if it's fitted, and it's very stiff. It will turn, but it's stiff, and you can see how it works. It's very simple. It's just a lever. It's like going up some steps really to bring this up a bit or down a bit, which then moves the rubber wheel on the other side to touch the pulley, or I should say the pulley wheel to touch the spindle. So obviously where any metal parts meet needs cleaning off and lubricated, but don't overdo this grease. Any grease you put on, just put a light amount. It doesn't need to be lagged in grease. People do that and, well, it makes more mess than necessary really, I suppose. The other thing is the control arm, which I noticed was very stiff on this, is right there. Can you see the circlip on the top? There we go, I'm pointing at it. There's your chance to clean that off. So yeah, that needs cleaning off, and I wouldn't put any grease on it. Maybe a tiny bit of, say, light machine oil, but a very small amount, just so it slides up and down, because it's difficult to show it now, but if that doesn't go right down the control arm, you will be stuck in automatic. So when the record comes to the end, instead of shutting off, it will go back onto the record again and try and play it again. It's because that hasn't dropped down into position. You can see this raised low comes over, and if that's right down, it will then carry on, and the mechanism will complete its cycle. So there's a few things here that you can see. I found that the actual operation switch, which is down here, is very, very dry, and yeah, it's like the grease has just gone totally to glue. So I should clean all that off, and then of course we have to remove the turntable. While I'm about it, the motor seems free, but I will probably put a tiny bit of lubrication into the bearing in the bottom. And the other thing that tends to play up on BSRs, I found for some reason, is this part of the mechanism which drops the records because it gets gummed up, and obviously any moving parts gets gummed up. It's very simple to, I will show you a minute just while we're here. So you would have to remove the screws off the plate to gain access to the bottom of the record deck, and then it's kept on almost on all these models. I've never seen it any different, by these little latch, I don't know what you call them really, but they're like a little latch. So they're in lock position, then unlock here. Simple really. The record, the other problem with this deck, although it's easier to have a look on the other side, because on this particular model and the UA14 there's access from the top. So I'll pause this and show you what I'm talking about. So I've turned the deck round, and just to show you where we are on the record deck, which should help a bit. There's the record deck. The control arm I was talking about is here, and the little device that measures the records is here, and it is very stiff.
there's a screw on the back, and I'll zoom in a bit so you can see. What you need to do is remove the screw to gain access, and I believe, if I remember right, it's just a little lever and a spring or something to that effect. Right, so after removing the screw you can gain access, and it's quite simple really, because the whole unit just lifts out. So there you go. So obviously it's sticking where it is. Hang on, I can show you. It's just more dried up grease is why it's not working. So you'll need to remove the circlip and clean the shafts. This bit seems okay, but I'd do them both. Quite simple to do really. Just be careful of the springs flying off. If you're not that confident, you could just lubricate it and work it through until it goes okay. So I'll do that a minute and then put it back together. I just thought I'd say I've cleaned it all up. You just drop it straight back in as so, but on the underside of the deck, which I think, right, the underside of the deck, try and get it so you can see what I'm doing. It's not the easiest. So see if I can zoom in a bit. It's not so easy, you know, to make these videos to get the camera in the right spot to show you what's happening. So this bit moves. So what you're trying to do, I don't know if you can see it, there is your measuring device, or the little lever. So it has to come down through and then it will clip into position, but it has to be in this track. So hopefully you can see what I did. So then it's just a case to pop in the cover on this model back on. Some of them it's just a push in plastic insert. I believe the UA14 also has the same idea with a screw, but you know, it's for these older decks with a little measuring arm. that's the only difference between this and the newer decks, which you manually select the size of record. So I just put the screw in. So I've got the screw in, and it's now free as a bird, doing exactly what it should do. You should be able to push it in and it should fly back up, not stay where it was. So quite an easy fix really. But if you didn't know this, obviously you know, it would be a repair shop bill, but they are very simple to work on. A lot of the problems with them. Right, so I think I'm going to take the turntable off next. Hopefully that'll come off easy. We'll see. It's as normal. There's a circlip, oops, right in the middle, so just remove the circlip. Hopefully the turntable will come off. I won't have to get the hairdryer out or anything like that. It should be simple because it seemed to have freed itself up. So I'll bring you back then. Right, so turntable came off reasonably easy, and it looks quite clean and tidy inside actually. So there is one slight problem. That's the rubber pulley wheel is looking like it's got mildew or something on it. It has like a white powder. That's strange. That's the second one I've seen with like white powder. It must be mildew. So the next thing I'm going to do, of course, I'll take the pulley wheel off and give it a clean. Also lubricate the top motor bearings, only slightest amount of lubrication, a little bit of light machine oil, that's all, nothing, hardly, maybe a tiny drop. And also I have to take that main cam off and do the usual. So I'll bring you back after I've taken the cam off.